Hey, this is John Bohlinger with Premier Guitar. Today we're looking at the Origin Effects Halcyon Green Overdrive. So it's funny, Perry was just saying, ever since Ibanez came out with that first tube screamer, green is kind of the color of overdrives. And that is, what they're doing here is kind of a loving homage to that very popular green pedal. But I think they're making some important improvements on it that make it more applicable to modern players. So before I go any further, take a second to subscribe below. Thanks very much. And let me tell you about my signal flow. This is just an old Strat I've had. I bought it in '93. And I'm going to try a Les Paul so you can hear it on humbuckers. Running directly into the Halcyon, which is going into a Fender Pro Reverb amp, being mic'd to the 57 and going out to you all. So let me get into the basic ingredients. So level, drive, tone, and here's what I really like, dry. So you can feather in as much of your dry signal as you want added with it, which I think is huge because I don't particularly like overdrive pedals that get you so far away from your amp tone that you don't even recognize it. And I think by being able to leave your original amp tone in there, it's going to make it a more gentle transition, I guess. So let me just show you, we'll get into the rest later on, but let me just show you that, the way that works for me. I've got it in the middle right now, and everything else is basically in the middle as well. But here's my bass tone. Nothing wrong with that. And if we boost this, the dry way up, I really like that because it's just like a hint of dirt underneath it, but it's really, you know, your rig. Now if we go the other direction, run it all the way back, cool as well. But you can see, well, still pretty close, but I do like having that in there. So that's that. Now let me tell you about some of the other bits. Okay, let's bring that back in the middle, bring up our volume a little bit, and let me show you what this drive does. So there, just a little bit of grit. I love that. You know, it's there. I'm using it almost as a boost, but man, it really wakes up this amp. Now if we bring in a little, feather in a little more drive. Love that. Let's keep going. Let's just bring it 3/4. Dime it. Cool, right? So those, you know, The rest of it, volume, tone, you get the idea. Let's jump onto this right here. Right now, this switch here goes between kind of an 808, traditional 808, and then their own, I guess, more modern version of it. So let me go back to the middle with all these. Here's where we are, first setting. Here. A little closer to my bass tone, I think. Let me go. Cool, right? Okay, for funsies, let's go ahead and put on a Les Paul so you can hear humbuckers. Okay, so now we're in humbucker land, and you know I started with the Strat because I think, like most of us, when I think of that kind of overdrive, I think about SRV, and he just had that so dialed in, but not particularly dirty, and that didn't get particularly dirty. But let's try it with this guy. Now let's bring back the dry. For funsies, let's go ahead and just dime it. Yeah, that's a whole different deal. That's about as dirty as I get. So the final feature is right here, and it's the adapt switch. And essentially, these green overdrives are known for kind of this mid boost. And essentially what it does, when you bring down your volume, it will make those mids dissipate a little bit. So it gets you closer to your bass tone, which is a cool idea, because with a 808, when you bring down your volume and it cleans up and you still have that kind of mid punch, it's not as pleasing. So let's try it. Now there's two different ones. Let's try the first one. Okay, so that was position 2, which strangely enough, going from my right to left, it's 0, 2, 1. Anyway, that was position 2, which gives you a full adaptive sensation or experience, I guess, and over here makes it less extreme. Although I didn't find the first one particularly extreme, but let's try it. And then give you the main thing I do here is that this is a very transparent pedal, and I know that's a term that's thrown around a lot, but I've never particularly liked green overdrives because I find they're too much, they color the tone too much. And I find this sounds a lot like my amp. So the pedal comes in at $299, which is expensive for an overdrive, but the thing is built like a tank and I think it sounds great. So good on you. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com. While you're online, make sure you like us on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hell, subscribe to the magazine. Have it sent right to your house. It's John Bohlinger. Till next time.